Welcome back to my channel. This is Amy Dickerson, your career and life coach. First of all, I'm going to take my glasses off because they really seem to be having a lot of reflection here in the camera. But hey everyone, first and foremost, what a great day it has been. I had another good homeschool day today. I actually went out to the homeschool co-op again today, and we did some activities with our young people, some science, and also had a keyboard class, and it was just really a great time. And getting out there and just partnering up with other parents and really bringing education in the way our children need is just such a positive experience. It has really gone so much better than I ever expected. I never was someone who planned to do homeschooling, but when I saw my child was in need of that, then I had to step up and do it. And thank God, so far it has gone really, really well. We had a great school year. But moving on, I'm glad you're back. I've been sharing things from my journal and all of that. And so I just wanted to stop today and just um, kind of just make a statement, about the importance of using a journal. This past week, I've had a lot of people I see posting online, and they're posting a lot of things about journal writing and how good it is for us. And for me, it's right on time that those things came, because in the next, part of our discussion here is that's kind of where I wanted to go. Just how much writing things down really, really helped me to have a lot of clarity about where I had been and where I wanted to go next. On this journey of transition, again, although there's a lot of pain involved, there is joy within it. And one of the things that I found joyful is just being able to take a moment and really reevaluate uh, who I feel I am, in this moment, and not so much trying to figure it out as it is bringing who's always been there to the surface um, all the time. One of the things is I've learned is, I've been, very protective of other people's feelings, although, as I mentioned to you, I tend to shove my own personal emotions that I was dealing with myself. I tended to shove those down, and I'm starting to really understand where that came from. But in that, other people, I would always be very, very sensitive to how they were feeling, and, you know, how things were coming off, because I always wanted things to, be in a positive space and a space that encouraged forward movement. So using the journal has been great. And, after I really got into a space where I could really calm and, I got in my rest, the next thing that I really looked to do was really reaffirm my faith, in God, and my trust. That was one thing that I had really learned in the past year, was that, I thought that I was truly trusting God, but I learned a lot about, me, and where I was really holding on and feeling like I needed to have the control, which really was just a response of trying to, now I've learned, protect a little bit of my vulnerability. Someone recently recommended a book to me by Brene Brown called Atlas of the Heart. So shout out to Myron Hargrove for recommending that book. And that was one of the things that, I'm just in the introduction of the book. I can't even get out of the introduction section. So much information about emotion. The book is about emotion and all the different emotions that we have as humans and how it impacts us. And so one of the things that she was saying right there in the beginning was, the where you kind of go when certain emotions and things come up. And so I really kind of saw the connection between my, trying to control things, was partially out of trying to protect my vulnerability. I don't really necessarily have a problem being vulnerable, but there were times where I guess when I look back on it, the way I would call it is that maybe it didn't feel appropriate in that moment. And so these are lessons that I'm beginning to learn and beginning to understand that, you know, it's vulnerability is something that if you're feeling it, it's probably never going to feel appropriate to you in that moment. so anyway, so for me, learning to let go and really understanding that God, who for me is the creator of all, created everything, all of this, created we as beings and, everything. And so for me, I believe that Bible verse that says, he has a cattle on 1,000 hill. And just the concept that God is all, and so having faith and really trusting that God created me for a certain purpose and that I am here to fulfill that purpose, and just really understanding that he's got my back. He's going to lay out the path for me if I just learn to let go and to trust every step that he puts in front of me. And so that place I was able to get to, and in that it really gave me a lot of calm. And so writing in my journal helped me to really be able to see that in myself and be able to write out how I was feeling and my emotions about that. And just, it really gave me a sense of joy and happiness to know that God really is on my side. And then, he brought certain things to me, things people would say to me, or a verse would come to me, or, I'd open up, my Bible or my Bible app, whichever one I was using, and there would be a verse right there that was like, oh, this is perfect timing for me. So I'm so grateful for that. So that was some place that I went to next, and it was right on time. And in that, then looking in my journal, I actually not only was able to see what I was currently writing, but of course what I had written in the past. And so I took the time to kind of comb through and go back and look at all those things that I said that I wanted my life to be about, that I really felt God was, showing me that he created me to be and to do, and the way to connect to people, and and this and that, and so on and so forth, and being able to go back and really see those things. And the best part was how much it still resonated with me, and to see that and to have that sense of that resonance just really just brought me up. It was like, yeah, okay, this is an opportunity for me to fully step into that. So, I took the time to really use some of our flourishing community tools, such as writing out our goals for the year, and really answering some of the questions that were in there about, your personal goals, your professional goals, and helping you to flesh out, the obstacles that you would anticipate may come, and and just ways in which you can address those things and be prepared for them, and so on and so forth. And so that was just so helpful in helping me to kind of get my footing and really get back to who I know I am. So I just want to encourage you today that if you want to smile like this and you haven't been smiling in a long time, to take time to, number one, I'm going to encourage you to trust God. Trust the process that he's putting before you, and know that you can't be steered wrong, that no matter what happens, and even if you take a misstep in there, just remember again, all things work together to them who love God and who are the called according to his purpose. So don't be afraid to follow. And then also just write in your journal. Take a look in that journal, which you've already written. See what things, when you read them, they come back up in your spirit and say, yeah, that's who I know I am. And then step into that space and be that person each and every day. Make the choice to be, not to just do, but to be that person. I'm looking forward to connecting with you again next week. And if you think that, hey, I can use some help in moving forward and making these decisions and figuring out, how to let go and just learn to trust and move forward in life. If you need help with that, please feel free to reach out to me. You have all my information in my YouTube description box there. And I'm looking forward to connecting with you. All right. Thanks so much. This has been Amy Dickerson, your career and life coach with Blue to Green Coaching.